Very much, John. Let's bring in Dan Hoffman now, Fox News contributor and former CIA station chief in Moscow. Thank you very much for being here, Dan. First up, I mean, how concerned are you about this new and seems to be growing assassination threat from Iran against President Trump?
Well, I think you definitely have to be concerned. Iran has threatened former National Security Advisor John Bolton, as well as former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, as well as President Trump. But I also believe that the timing of this alleged crowdfunding and overt threat against the president is deliberate. The United States, with our kinetic strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, reestablished escalation dominance. And Iran, I think, is seeking to gain some leverage to demonstrate that they could potentially hurt us in anticipation of nuclear discussions with us, negotiations over the future of their nuclear program. They don't have any other leverage. We've eliminated that. Israel has destroyed Iran's proxy terrorist network as well as their air defenses, and we have the upper hand. And I think that's why we're seeing this threat. Now, I expect President Trump to be working closely with law enforcement as well as the intelligence community just to learn more details about how serious this threat is. But again, we have to be very, very vigilant.
It sounds like that is the case. U.S. Secret Service did pass along a statement to Fox, and it reads, in part, quote, "We operate in a heightened and very dynamic threat environment, and the safety and security of the president and all of our protectees remains our highest priority. To preserve operational integrity, we can't comment on specific protective intelligence matters. However, our teams work around the clock with international, federal, state, and local partners to ensure the highest levels of protection." But to your point, Dan, this was a senior State Department official, an official statement from the State Department on this as well, saying a senior State Department official is telling the Washington Free Beacon that the Trump administration is aware of these threats and committed to, quote, holding bad actors accountable. This means using every tool at our disposal, including sanctions, to implement the president's maximum pressure strategy. We're learning about this blood covenant, Dan, obviously, at the same time that President Trump says he's hopeful of a ceasefire in these talks between Israel and Hamas potentially happening this week. How hopeful are you?
So first of all, just to reiterate something that you highlighted in the previous segment with Tom Homan, if you're, you shouldn't be just playing defense. You got to go on offense.
Right.
So it doesn't mean that the United States won't seek to disrupt these threats. And I'm sure that we're mounting a full court press to do just that. When it comes to an Israel deal with Hamas, it's possible, but Hamas wants Israel out of the Gaza Strip, and they want a permanent ceasefire. Israel's not willing to do that. We also don't know what the Gaza Strip is going to look like, what the day after looks like. Israel wants to ensure that there could be no future terrorist threat emanating from Gaza against Israel. And so what I expect is it's possible through very intense diplomacy from the Trump administration that we may arrive at some middle ground where we have a short-term ceasefire for 30 or 60 days and a prisoner exchange where Israel releases perhaps as many as 1,000 Palestinians in return for some of the hostages who are still alive.
This also, before I let you go, as the administration seems to be cranking up pressure on Russia, teasing this major statement or announcement, Dan, today as these drone strikes hit Ukraine. I just want to roll this on President Trump earlier on how he will respond if Putin escalates. Listen here.
How far are you willing to go if Putin were to escalate, send more bombs in the coming days?
Don't ask me a question like that. How far? I want to get the war settled. There are a lot of people dying and on something that should be able to be settled.
They seem to be keeping details under wraps, Dan, but what are your thoughts as we do anticipate what's next here?
Well, I think the president delivered a pretty powerful message by announcing with Secretary General of NATO, Rutte, that the United States would be providing Ukraine via NATO members in Europe with not just defensive weapons, but missiles and munitions as well. And the president said that we'll be looking out 50 days from now at massive secondary sanctions against Russia. That's important because some of those countries who import Russian uranium and gas and oil, that would be China, for example, and India, may be in a position to influence Vladimir Putin's decision-making over the next 50 days. And I'm sure that we'll be on heightened alert overseas with our intelligence collection and our diplomats for reflection reflections of just how not just Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin are responding to this announcement today, but also Russia's closest allies, Iran, as well as China.
All right, Dan, we'll be watching for all of that as the day goes on and the week progresses. Thank you so much, Dan.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.